Hey, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday.
Yes.
You ain't got no job.
Yes.
And you ain't got shit to do.
And we're back. It's your boy Ivy Joe, and we are Hot Takes and Half Truth podcast on the road this time. Decided to take a trip out to New Orleans, do Mardi Gras. It's been 6 years. Thought I'd pull up on my brother from another, TQ.
What up? Hot Takes, Half Truths.
For all the
Boy,
hot
TQ.
takers, all the hot takers and half truthers out there. Be sure to look us up on all our social media platforms: IG, Twitter, HT Square Pod, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Facebook on the Hot Takes and Half Truth podcast. And if you're truly new school, old school,
Yes.
you can email us at htsquarepod@gmail.com. With that said, my man, been a while.
Yeah.
Not too long,
Now we're here. So another Mardi Gras 2020. If you've been following, it's been a really weird Mardi Gras. There's been 2 deaths
Yes.
during
Yes.
parades. Like,
Yeah, they stopped Endymion last night, man. Like, it halted.
yeah, Endymion, one of the bigger parades. It's a Saturday night parade that ends in a ball. So basically, the parade ends inside of the convention center. All of the riders in the parade get off of the floats and proceed to have a Mardi Gras ball. So I think the accident happened on the 14th float, and they basically canceled the parade.
My man was actually on. Kiran was on 15.
Damn. Well, unfortunately, older gentleman somehow.
Got under the float, like they always tell you.
Yeah.
Don't fall under the float.
And it's just, it's a tragic accident, and but it's, who do we put the responsibility on? Like, it's just, I hate it happened, but I think it's a wake-up call for everybody who's out there to be a little bit more responsible, because your actions, could cost you your life, obviously, as well as affect the rest of the city. Because for those who aren't familiar with Mardi Gras, when you sign up to ride in a parade, especially a parade like Endymion, it involves buying costumes, paying to ride, attending different events,
Yes.
buying the throws. But it could easily get up to $4,000, $3,000. And so what it is for many people is their entire entertainment budget for the year.
Yep.
Just like some people save up to travel to, one time a year, and they may go on an extravagant vacation. For some people who are from out of town, as well as some people who live in the area, this is their whole year. This is their thing to do. So when an accident like that happens and your whole day is canceled, you get a lot of different opinions, and I think that's what's going on right now. So it's a lot of it's like a cloud over the city, from what I'm hearing. But there's still 3 days left in the Mardi Gras season, and I mean, I just hope that there's nothing else that happens, man, because we all just want to,
have a good time,
have a good time, have a decent amount of debauchery, and
Yes.
and not have to hear, somebody just died like 2 blocks away.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel bad for the people that's watching that. The kids, like, can you imagine having to cover,
Yes.
a little one's eyes when you see? I mean, because I'm thinking it has to be gruesome. I heard the first one was really gruesome with the lady. I mean, you getting ran over like slowly. These are slow moving vehicles.
Yeah,
Like,
probably scream.
yeah, man. So yeah, I saw a couple of comments from a couple of our frat brothers that was like, this happened right in front of us, and we going home now. Like, I love Mardi Gras, but I gotta go home. So it's a tragic. It's tragic for a lot of people that's out there. But
Yeah. Well, with that said, today is Sunday. I think it's the 24th, 23rd.
23rd.
23rd of February, and this is the day I come down for.
Yeah.
This is, to me, the funnest day of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Baca is at what is it, St. Charles Moraine?
Yeah.
Marengo?
Yeah, good people down at that convene around St. Charles and Marengo.
Yes.
That's the real Mardi Gras for me. That's the Mardi Gras I was introduced to years and years ago. That I was like, this is like, this
Yes.
is dope, man. A lot of dope people, a lot of dope families. You see, I mean, that's the culture. That's a part of New Orleans that I really enjoy.
You get to see the Indians come through.
Yeah, man, the Indians come through.
Dope.
Good food, good vibes.
A lot of drink.
A lot of
Yes.
drink. And the parade is on a parade route. Also, I want to catch the band battles under the bridge too, if we can. I mean, we close by.
Yeah. I mean,
And we might have to walk all the way down there anyway. We might have to walk that way because where we are, I wish you guys could see it, but we're boxed in, man.
Yeah.
Like we can't. Once
started.
the parade started, you stuck.
Yeah.
Parade traffic is a beast.
I was kind of afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to get across. I was like, man, watch I mess around and try to hit the wrong back street, and now I'm stuck.
Yep. A whole lot of one ways, but I mean, it's a challenge. But we've been doing this. I mean, we vets.
Yeah.
But I am very hungover, so at the same time, I'm saying I'm a vet, but god damn, man, all the fake love last night got me.
Yes.
All the fake love, man. That's how you get drunk, man.
Okay.
When you haven't had the good fake love in a minute, and everybody wants to, hey man, love what you're doing, you take a shot. I gotta do better. I should know better.
It happens, man. It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah, so
We celebrate. So it was a celebratory time last night.
Yeah.
With that said, we're gonna transition to another topic. My man. So my man is what would you call yourself? Mogul.
I'm a music executive.
Music executive of Vice and Play.
Yeah, so I have my own label, Vice and Play Records. I also I'm the CEO of Badass Music Syndicate, which is my brother Boosie Badass's record label.
Yes.
So, which is a rap label, southern rap label, and I have my own, which is Vice and Play. So true music lover, music enthusiast, music nerd, because music theory is something I spend way more time than the average person would know on.
Yes.
But
What did that consist of?
music theory is like it's the construction of songs and the study of why people feel they way they do feel the way they do to certain chords, certain melodies, is the theory of why. So let's just say in hip hop and R&B music theory, so I spent a lot of time of why this is a hit,
Okay.
or why this isn't a hit,
Gotcha.
or why this song, So there's a theory behind that can be formed based on, okay, what key are most of these hit records in?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What drum patterns?
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So with that said, man, what you got going? Going on in Vice to Play right now? What's the latest?
So
the
right
latest
now
you
we
got
just
dropping?
the first album that I put out this year is an artist who I'm very excited about. Very invested in. He goes by the name of Nobi. He's a great kid. I've been developing him and trying to get this project out and completed for over a year.
Okay.
So he's from Dothan, Alabama. He's I think in the music business people throw genius around a little bit too much.
Yes.
But he's a very smart kid. Just got his degree in aerospace engineering.
Major.
Yeah. So
Salute that brother.
aerospace engineering, and I look forward to working with him for a very long time in whatever we end up doing, because this, like, I consider him a friend, and his album, The Truest. So it's Nobi, Noby. The name of his project is The Truest, Truest. It's doing really well. So on our end, my team, we've done our part to basically promote the album and pitch the album, because with a new artist like that, it's very important that you have your digital game together.
Yeah.
And we've done a pretty decent job to say he's an artist who no one's ever heard of. Like, he's in the middle of nowhere. Like, I know it's hard to be found. Like, even if you got a good project or good music, it's really hard to be found if you're not.
Yeah, it's a lot.
If you haven't been found yet.
There's a lot out there too.
Right, it's a lot of music out there. So we've done a good job so far. We released the project on January 31st. Here we are. We're still in the first month. On Spotify alone, he's at like 150,000 streams.
Yes.
Which is a lot. That's like 13 song album. You can break down the average stream, but just a dope artist, man. If there's anything that I could say to send you to go look him up, is that he has an original sound, but a very familiar vibe. In that, I think when you hear his music, you're like, okay, this is good. And but he's more of a similar to like a Party Next Door, just because some people need to know. Some people need something to say, okay, I might like that.
Yeah.
Some people aren't as into discovery as others. So I'll say he sounds like a party, maybe like a Party Next Door, on the same wave as a Brent Faiyaz. If you don't know Brent Faiyaz, some people do, but I'm realizing not everyone does. But he's an independent R&B soul artist who just had a top 5 album, and it's top 20 right now. It came out 2 weeks after we dropped. But for those who know who Brent is, who released his album Fuck the World, which I think is a good album. I think I made the post yesterday that after living with both albums, I believe our album is a little bit better than Brent's album.
Yes.
I believe No Be the Truest album is a little bit better than Brent's album because
Your shit, yeah.
Yes.
because we got more vibes. It's the same vibe. It's that soulful, like kind of like, you know, Who Hurt You type music, but we got more bops. We got more like, you'll find yourself like, oh, okay, like damn, I've been playing this whole album, like this whole thing, like here's another good song, like so. Very proud of what we've done. Very proud of what I'm doing. In addition to Nobi, on the Vice and Play label side, I also have Tony Michael, who's more of a street R&B cat, and he's a New Orleans guy who I've moved over to Badass Music because he's more street, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about what me and Boosie got going on. So it's been a very eventful 2 months of 2020 with just me and him getting back on the same page and working together again. And
I'm glad to see that.
And it's like I heard somebody say, like, this has been a long, like the first 6 months of January were crazy because that's how much has happened. And I feel like right now Boosie is one of the most viral urban celebrities across all platforms. Like, so me being a part of that and me having to work with that because, you know, he's too hot for TV. He's super controversial. He is who he is. Like, he's authentic, and you know, he is who he is. You know, he and I are completely different, separate people. What do they say? What's that little? What did they say in the beginning of like some of those shows? The views expressed by are not not necessarily the views of the network. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Me and him pretty much day and night. But it's been a crazy first beginning of the year because like most recently the comments that he made about Dwayne Wade's parenting. All of that's just so with Boosie and his comments on D Wade's parenting, it's been crazy, but I want to say kudos to him because the thing about Boosie's opinion is it's his fucking opinion.
Yep.
The thing about And the follow up to Boosie's comments of, and we're gonna say this, assuming that everybody saw his opinions, because being that it was trending and viral, that's fair. I have to assume that anyone who's listening and watched this at least got a wind of what Boosie's comments was. That, you know, basically a 12-year-old child doesn't know what he wants, and you should deter him from making any type of critical decisions in his gender until he's more mature. Okay, that's basically what it was.
I was under the impression that like some people have basically since then have basically said that what my thought process was that you had to be 18 before you could do any of that.
Correct.
And then you had to go through like a psych eval for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Correct.
Before they would even let you. So it's like.
Correct. So Boosie was a little ill-informed, but as a parent, on most of these topics that all of us choose to comment on, tweet on, whatever, we're all somewhat ill-informed. Yeah. We all have knee-jerk reactions to, and we don't know the whole fucking story.
That's fair.
You know, but one of the things that blew my mind and that I thought was just like funny, because I think just like I believe favor is not fair, and I believe that all of this shit is funny. Like, all of these different narratives are always, you can always find the funny in it. Maybe I'm just like, you know, that's just, I'd rather look at stuff on the bright side. But one of the things that I found funny was, so Boosie makes this comment while in the gym. It goes viral. Okay. The next time he goes to the gym, he's told that he's banned from the gym for making comments on D-Wade's parenting. And Boosie, I mean, he does it in true Boosie fashion. He's like, man, don't go to Planet Fitness. They got roaches in their gym. They got roaches in their gym. And he said he really saw a roach in their gym. So Planet Fitness in Jonesboro, Georgia has roaches in their gym, for the record. But this is the topic that I want to talk to you about. Half-truths, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
Freedom of speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's in the Constitution.
True.
Okay?
Yep.
That is law, right?
Yeah.
That's law.
Yeah.
So law is the closest thing to whatever the reality is supposed to be. Okay. Whatever the truth is supposed to be. You're supposed to have freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
So this is the other part of that. How is it so Boosie says that the manager told him he was banned, who is a gay man.
Okay.
Okay? Is this not bullying? Is this not bullying and by the LGBT community as well as free speech?
So what I will say is it may be borderline as far as like bullying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But essentially, okay, I guess back to the free speech.
Mm-hmm.
You have the freedom to say what you want, but then on the flip side, there's a reciprocal reaction to it.
Right.
So in that instance, Planet Fitness, although I don't know if they really meant to do that, I don't know if it's a corporate thing or whether or not it was just the manager stroking.
And I'm all about private clubs. I understand the right to refuse. I understand all of that. But I'm basing it off of what was said. Was there anything like what he said wasn't said to another member in there?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't said to another member. What he said was not saying that he was saying that he just didn't agree with something. The only thing he said was a child, you basically should wait.
Yeah, I mean,
the language you use, that don't matter. The context of what he said was,
and I don't think it was wrong.
Exactly. The context of what he said, was that something to get banned from it's like you can't even speak, you can't even disagree with the LGBT
but that's the
plus community. And it's funny, first of all, because it's funny, because it's like, Boosie, I told you so. Like, that's just what it is. It's just so funny that they will try to bully you for disagreeing with them.
And I don't know if even they truly disagree. It's just one of those things. They didn't like the language. Because, I mean, I don't think anyone...
But I think people have been...
I put it like this. Most people I talked to about it agreed with him.
They understood where he was coming from as a concerned parent.
And in my mind, I was like, I agree, but I don't even think we really got to worry about it because I think he has to be 18. Yeah. But you know how they always say, rich people can get around shit. Yeah. And in that instance, I would hope they would wait.
Well, I mean, it's just funny, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's just funny, bro. Because it's like Boosie's funny, and the good thing about this, another thing that I'm excited about is, so this will be my first time announcing it to anybody. So we just signed on to do an unscripted series for Boosie, which is we just got the first like rough draft of the trailer. Mm-hmm. So it's funny, man. But everybody's been saying for a long time that Boosie needs a reality show, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling it an unscripted series because I mean I'm more comfortable with that. I'm not a huge fan of reality TV, but it's coming soon. I think we're hoping to announce on March 2nd, man. So you're hearing it here first, but Boosie does have a reality show coming. Probably gonna go the digital route just because he's a little too hot for TV, and for those of you that are watching that,
there's a little more ownership.
That are. There we go. If we got any of our entrepreneurs watching, the reason why we didn't just accept a deal from a network is because you'll make way less money for more work. And if you're able to, if you know how to work the advertising, if you know how to reach advertisers, if you know how to, if you have partners, which are very important. If you have partners that know how to monetize your content, then you don't need the networks.
You might as well,
also, you'll never own anything if you sign up to go on the show. Basically, someone like Boosie or anyone really, you're gonna get paid a talent fee, which is that's what it is. You don't get any residuals. You get a talent fee. And we won't rule that out, but as a talent manager, I much rather. I mean, you're bargaining. You'll be able to get a better deal once you can produce your own data and say, hey, look, we're already doing this.
This is what I do.
We're already doing these numbers.
This is what I bring to the table.
We're already making this type of money, so we already know where we're starting at to even make it make sense.
Yeah.
So, but if you just sign on and you're not coming from a different show, you're not coming from a different production, then you got nothing. It's whatever they value, evaluate you at.
You're not negotiating from a position of strength.
Yeah. So with doing podcasts, for those who are watching this that are podcast lovers, you feel like you can do this. People that want to get in music, people want to get on when I say get in music, I'm not just talking about artists. People that want to get on the business side of music. Right now, one thing I can say is the most important thing is content is king, and learning how to monetize the content you have is the stuff that you could be doing. You can't control who believes in you, who thinks you're dope, you know what I'm saying, who thinks you're you got it. You can't control that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you can, learn how to do more with what you got, how to monetize what you have, because the beautiful thing about the digital space and even, this economy, this world economy is, hey, you can monetize everything now. You can monetize everything, and there's a good bit of companies that protect you from people from pirating your stuff. So it's a really good space to be in as a creator.
For DIY.
DIY. It's a really good space. You can start turning a profit, even if it's a small. I mean, it will be a small profit. But you can. You can't. It's possible, and that's the one thing you can control: knowing how to monetize, and knowing, building a strategy. There's nobody stopping you. So yeah, man.
Good,
Life is good, man.
Good.
Haven't paid my taxes. I'm too turned up.
Yeah,
man.
I was just thinking that. I've been trying to finish my shit out.
Haven't paid my taxes, bruh. Shout out to everybody. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I can't relate I cannot relate. Shout out to everybody who is waiting on a tax return. I don't know if some of y'all joking or not when I see the IRS needs to get on their shit. That's how I realize that I am an outsider.
Oh, really?
I'm an outsider. When I see the jokes going on, like the IRS need to, and I'm like, ha 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 ha. I'm like, I can't laugh no more because I'm like, wait, everybody's still getting stuff back. Like I thought we were all hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. Like everybody, shout out to my entrepreneurs that's
Yes.
making a whole lot of money, man. Not a whole lot of money. That's making money, but worried about how much you gotta pay. Like, bruh, that's stress. Like, ain't nobody tell me about that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I think about, like, would I be better? Like, do I want to make a lot of money? Like, I've changed my opinion. In the last couple of years, I've changed my opinion to how much money I'm comfortable with making. I have, like, a window of, like, I have a number that I don't want to make.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You should.
Like, after, doing...
I mean, but that's only smart business, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, that, I mean, but if you look at, like...
it's success. It's like understanding what success, yeah.
They have, like the salary that the CEO make. There's a cap on it, and then they start bumping, like, other aspects of his pay.
Yeah, different types of...
like, but the actual cash he get is usually kind of low.
Like, bro, like...
You would think he'll make more money. You just put it like that, and you're like, oh. But then...
Well, that's the thing with
where
success,
he makes
bro.
it is on the back end on, like, the stocks.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about success, man.
That's 50% tax.
Don't none of us come from success.
Yeah, you gotta go through it.
I mean, not money.
Yeah,
okay.
You know
we don't come from money. But that's a different topic, though. That's a topic. I think once I'll put it like this. I've done and been a part of things that millions of people want to do, right?
Yes.
Okay? So, obtained, lost, made, stuff that people consider successful, right? Mm-hmm. But I think once you make it out and you start, becoming successful, you start realizing that there's so many different versions of success, and that's a beautiful thing. But it's also like it gets really dark when you don't understand, when you realize how many people have so few versions of what success is. Like once you become successful, you see like, damn, there's so many different ways to like be happy. Mm-hmm. A lot of it includes having money and the means and access, because I value access, because I realize that that's what money is. Like, you have access to a whole bunch of different stuff. Yep. But there's so many different versions of success that I think when people who do find some level of success, they realize it. But when you look back, you're like, it's so hard to explain to, someone who hasn't had success that this ain't the success you think you want, or if you look at 12 successful people in the entertainment industry, you may think we all have the same success, but it's completely different struggles. Yeah. Like some people struggling with the IRS, but we all reach this level of success. And let's just say you put 12 rappers and R&B singers and actors in the same room, okay? They might have all made, let's just say, $3 to $5 million, mm-hmm. right? On a great year, after having a good year, right? the person that wants to be in the entertainment business is like, shit, I'll trade shoes with anyone that one of them, right? Or I just want to be like any one of them, like it don't even matter.
Yeah.
But because they see it all as having the same success, like it's all like you made it. Like shit, you on TV, like you getting money, like you
big house.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice car.
Yeah, like you at all of the big events or whatever. But if you put all of them in a room, they all got, I swear, the same success that everybody sees is not the same success because they all got different problems.
We kind of just talked about it, glossed over it, but some guys they get their money on the back end. Some guys have a stronger, entrepreneurial spirit.
Yep.
So like they basically own whenever they want to move.
Some people have more equity. Some people
whenever they want to move, they can move. Or then there's the other guy that's waiting on the label or waiting on the boss to tell him, okay, go to work. So it's all different. And then certain people are huge, but make the same type of money that, let's say, for instance, like what's that guy, Tech Nine? He's been on the radio I've been hearing him all week. But like Tech Nine, you wouldn't think of him, but because he has all his hands and he owns all his, whether it's merchandising or whatever, he making dough. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you wouldn't think of it. Yeah. And he ain't got to deal with all the trappings that, say, for instance, someone that's way famous and more famous than him. He still has freedom of speech. And then whenever he wants to open the door to go make money, he go do it. He ain't waiting on no one.
Okay. The other side of that could be if he stops, the money stops. Like if he stops, because he's built it so much with his team. All right, so let's just say, all right, he's pretty much independent, right? Yeah. If the team stops, everything stops. If he stops, just because he's built everything, so been hands-on, or maybe just had a right-hand man or girl there, a right-hand man or girl there, because there's no, like, shareholders in that shit, if he takes sick, but it doesn't continue like listen to what I'm saying, like a major does. So the major gonna continue with, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you doing it all yourself, you can't take as many days off, right? Yeah. You can delegate, but when you built it all like with your hands, it's just like if you're a chef, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about different levels of success, right? That's what you don't. That for the person that's wanting their shoes, it might not be a good fit for them because it's a lot that come with each one. Yeah. It's checks and balance. It's a balance of the scales with everything.
I think when I look at it though, but then again, that may be because I do have a bit of an entrepreneurial background. But that's what you want though. Like I prefer that as opposed to having a label that I'm like having to fight scratch for everything I get from them. Whereas whenever like in the Tech Nine or the true independent, whenever you want to make money, man, just open the door and go do it. You know what I'm saying? It's on you. Yeah. Yeah. If I take sick, that it may take a step back or so, but that's what getting at a certain point. You gotta always run your operation like you running a business. So you got.
Well, that's what I explained to.
You gotta start.
I actually miss out. I've missed out on a couple of clients, because I try to. One of the things that's important to me, especially with everything with the last 5 years, is like just transparency. If we're talking about the music business, like there's no one way to do it. And when you say like you got to run your stuff like a business, that's one of the first things I explain to an artist. Like you are a business, bro. Yeah. You are like the moment you want to start. The moment you want to start making money from music, right? You become a business. I also like kind of preface that with saying you can make music and not care about making money. Like, it's okay. Like, I support people just making music not to make money. Like, and then if it's super dope if you can make money off of it, but a lot of people just shouldn't be trying to make money off their music, bro, because everybody ain't got it. But music is therapeutic. So, you know what I'm saying? I preface that with like, bruh, if you like making music, just do that, bruh. Don't worry about why nobody's not listening. If you feel good, if you feel your music is good, then you probably right.
Yeah, people gonna come to it when it's time.
Right.
You know, they're gonna find it when it's time. I you know, you probably saw that interview with that Jay-Z did a couple.
Oh yeah, I
like,
did. I posted.
I'm on this guy.
Yeah.
And you know, he probably didn't hit back then.
But guess what? I went and listened to his music and I still didn't like it. Jay-Z recommended it, and I was like, guess what? Everything that happened was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Jay-Z put him out there. That's probably his second chance.
Yeah.
That's probably his moment, because I've never heard Jay shout this dude out, but he did. Guess what? It worked. I went and checked him out. I didn't like it. I said it wasn't for me. I don't know what Jay was listening to, but hey, guess what? That's also how the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Everybody not gonna like your shit. Don't mean that you ain't got it, but it just mean that even Jay-Z can say, Jay-Z can throw it out there. That don't mean that you exactly. But we get away from it. Let's get back to the business part.
Okay.
All right. So the moment you start making music or creating, and you want to make money off of it, okay? I don't care if you're making a painting or whatever. If you're an artist, okay? It's a business, man. It's a business. So that means you have expenses. So when you paying for, so it's not just it doesn't become a business only when you start trying to get signed or when you try to get a manager. It becomes a business the moment that you say, the moment that you distribute it out to the world.
Yeah, YouTube.
Right.
You put it up on YouTube.
And you monetize. Then it becomes, okay, you're paying for, when you start paying for stuff, and your intent is to make money off of it, it becomes a business. So, but what I find is a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that, like, the only reason why you're talking to me and I'm talking to you, like I'm talking about people that's hitting me up for management and DMing me, yo man, TQ, I need a manager. TQ, my son, my daughter needs a manager or whatever. The only reason you hit me up is to make money. That is it.
Yes.
Even if you don't plan on me making money, you planning on hitting me up because you want to make money. So that's a business call. I don't care how cool we are. I don't care, how cool when we met out on the parade route, or you finally saw me in person, or, you dap me up, somebody who I do business with or I'm cool with, introduce you to me, and, I was real cool or whatever. The moment you start talking about working or, picking my brain, aka picking like the shit that I've learned, right, is business. The only reason you are talking to me and I'm talking to you is to see if we can do business together. So anything after that is business. Everything's negotiable, but a deal is a deal.
Yeah, sure.
Just like when we talked about with getting a reality TV deal. Like, you only have as much leverage as, you know what I'm saying? Everything is negotiable. You know what I'm saying? But a deal is a deal, and it's not and it's not just business when the money starts coming.
No.
And I think that's where a lot of people,
because it's too late. In a lot of instances, it's almost too late.
That's where the problems come in, bro.
Yeah, because now you haven't started putting those parameters in place. Okay, when this comes, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And pay that out.
Yeah.
I need to go get that.
Or this is, you don't know where you are. You don't realize how much has spent, how much has been, you know, how much has been sacrificed. You're not a lot of like in order to kind of like level up as an artist, you have to. It takes a lot of people kind of like beating on the table for you. Okay, so well, you understand this now, like with in a digital age. With playlisting and getting features, you know, a couple years ago it was like getting blog placements and all of that, right? That was big. That involves pitching, right? Okay. There's no exact science in pitching, you know, a product, right? But it's a lot of cold calling. Okay. You know, if you go to traditional business, B2B, it's a lot of cold calling. Okay. It's like, hey, I got this product, I would like to have it in your stores. Basically, you know.
Yes.
That's what goes on with music, right? It's like, hey, this is such artist, you know, this is his bio, this is you know, this is the response we've gotten so far. It's doing this is the data we've gotten so far. Hopefully you'll include it in your playlist. Hopefully you'll include it on your feature, you know, hopefully you'll review the album. But back to the we're still at a point to where money's not being made, right? Money's being spent. Yeah. Okay? And you know, time is being spent. Yeah. You know, from the people working the project. And this is all before the money gets there. So by the time the money gets in there, even though it's been very much of what we consider business, you know, business, cold calling is business. Like whether you end up selling the shit or not, yeah. I was still working. You know what I'm saying? So it's still very much your job, right? But by the time the money comes, it's like I think a lot of the talent don't realize the work that's been put in because they're not involved in kind of like all those the little moving parts, yeah. You know, because it takes work and it takes luck as well. It takes luck as well, but they never see that. And then
what they say, practice and preparation put you in position
to take advantage of success. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think in urban music and entertainment, you get a lot of, because that's another thing we can talk about. We can talk about Diddy and Mace, and you know Mace's opinion of Diddy after the Grammy speech. Diddy was honored, and there's been a lot of opinion going back and forth on you know, a lot of half takes and half truths on hot takes and half truths on you know, who's right and who's wrong between the moguls like Diddy and the artists, and you know, years later, like who's right and who's wrong, because I mean, again, it's, you know, it's very much a business.
So what I say, and I find it very interesting that you brought that up, because I you know, we always heard the stories about Diddy and,
right?
You know, even to or closer to this area, Cash Money.
Yeah.
And I guess
I think we hear. All right, we hear about those individuals, but I just want to make this point. We do hear it about record labels in general, and networks in general. But continue.
Essentially, what I was getting to, and it wasn't even necessary. I was taking pot shots at them. It's just more or less. I found it interesting that the white guy at Loud never really had that same, the Rifkin guy. Mm-hmm. He never really, from my understanding, he never really had that same like artist coming to him saying he didn't pay me. Mm-hmm. And I just found it interesting that, you know,
that's what we need to talk about. Let me
piggybacking off what we just was talking about, like the whole Steve Rifkin thing. That just kind of, I found that interesting, and he made a point doing one of those interviews. I think it was on the Black Breakfast Club, that, you know, he never had an issue with artists and not getting paid, because essentially I always treated my artists, fairly, and and even to the extent that I would take a little less here and there if something like he brought up the Exhibit album that he did, and he was like, Exhibit brought Dr. Dre for that particular album. He was like, yo, we can actually do a deal or a partnership on this one with him if you can bring him. And I don't know if that's something that a lot of executives would do in his same, especially if that's your artist. But you know more of that than me. Well, but I found that interesting that he actually was like,
he made that point.
He made the point
that
I never had problems with my artists talking about getting paid, and I was like, I wonder why.
Well, I mean, I think it's well, I know that it comes down to a people thing. Like, I think with people like Diddy, they have people who are successful and come from the background that we come from are very stuck in their ways. Yep. Especially the people that are celebrated. There's nobody. See, the people that are celebrated, that's celebrated celebrity, okay? There's a difference between a CEO like Ripken and a CEO like Diddy. Diddy is someone who has been celebrated, who you can assume needed to be celebrated, right? So people that are celebrated are very, very stuck in their ways. So even in business, they'll be less likely to bend because they always have someone to celebrate them and to say, so there is no, for everybody that's saying like Diddy is whatever, there's somebody saying like he's a genius, right? Yeah. So you'll find that in celebrity CEOs that the ones that are fucking sharks are the ones that you see, right? Okay, yeah. That the ones that you see. But yeah, not every so that's just like that's my theory. That's my theory and that's my experience. Like you said, if your CEO is always in the videos and trying to rap too, he's gonna be less likely to take a back seat, even in negotiations. Yeah. Right? Because at the end, he's gonna feel like what? He's as yeah.
In the process.
Right. So, and the other thing is like just on when the people that are in the back, like myself, I play the back. You know what I'm saying? I never got in videos. I've only been in videos that I've been very excited about, right? Okay. And that I had a part in, which is like Wipe Me Down. I'm in Wipe Me Down, Boosie Badass, Fox, Webby. I'm in Wipe Me Down. Yeah. Because I was like, shit, like this is the one. I'm getting in this video.
Yes.
Right? And I'm always right about these things.
Yes.
Plus, Fox was my boy. The song was originally Fox song, so Fox is my boy. We played baseball together, and for the Chicken Shack Pirates.
Yes.
Big shout out to Chicken Shack Chicken. Man, they need to sponsor me, man. I'm always putting people up on Chicken Shack and Blue Store Chicken in Baton Rouge, man. But yeah. But anyway, back to people playing the back. Executives who play the back, or people that are just behind the scenes, managers or whatever that play the back. There's no need. We have more. We could give up more just to make things move forward, because it's not a now or never type thing.
Okay.
If you're doing what you want to do in entertainment that is behind the scenes, it's not like you, if this don't work, you going, you know, it's not a deal breaker. A lot of stuff not a deal breaker because it's like, you know what, you know, I have more deals to do.
Yeah.
You know, I have more deals to do. There's going to be other artists, and you know, I just want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
I believe in this project. I just want to get it out. I believe in you. I want to make sure we have a good relationship. And the worst thing you could have is a unhappy creative, an unhappy artist.
True.
So I think good people that are behind the scenes of the talent, they understand that. Like if the artist isn't happy, then he's not going to make his best music. If he's not happy from a business standpoint, he's not going to want to work.
Nope.
Okay? Because you know, at some point it becomes work, like because it's a business.
That's when it becomes work.
Right,
You're
right.
not happy. You're like,
Right.
I don't want to do this shit.
Right. So that's one thing, and I think that's how we get a Ripken and you get a Diddy and you get artists saying these things. I think the other part of it is unfortunately in black entertainment, black music, and I've seen this. This is just unfortunate. Black artists are not going to blame. They're not going to. They're not going to blame. There's never this sense of family with them. You know what I'm saying? They're not hanging out in the clubs with them and, you know, having these other relationships with them that make business and friendship and family kind of like gray area. You know what I'm saying? Like if you and I do a deal, that's pro label, right? Or pro investor, okay? And 5 years down the line, after you're in a different space, you feel like that deal was a bad deal. It doesn't mean I fucked over you, but it also doesn't mean that I have to change the deal just because I had the better share of the deal. Yeah. Right? It should be a deal was a deal, and because deals are end. That's what people don't realize. I think there's it's just sad that sometimes like some people aren't able to keep it going. Mm-hmm. Some people are better with a label than they are independent. So maybe that's the most money that they've ever had the chance to make, mm-hmm. right? Yeah. But what we find is you don't see people really talking about no one white guy because nobody cares. They only care about like you throw that name around, they ain't gonna like he can't throw that name around to like the people that his family or the people that follow him, like they ain't gonna know. They like, oh, some white guy. It's just, you expect. You think you start throwing around family, P. Diddy and the family and all that shit, like, yeah. And that gets, people forget that it's a business, yeah. Or forget that the deal was a deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the other thing is, man, unlike other genres, almost 90% of urban artists don't come from a background of business. They don't come from a household, especially rappers. They don't come from a household of successful entrepreneurs or successful working, families. Yeah. So what is the likelihood, like me as a manager? So I've moved away from management, talent management, to more asset management and rights management, right? So basically, I'm not really interested in managing artists. Like, it's just,
Yes.
and why?
Too much work.
Because you can get fired. You can get fired, bruh. And another thing is, a manager makes money when the artist makes money. And in most cases, the artists have control, get paid first, and they're supposed to pay you a commission. In most cases. Now, some managers are like nah. They do a letter of direction to where, don't send my money to him. To this kid, this 18-year-old kid who's never worked anywhere, who's never enrolled in school or followed any type of schedule, who come from a house where they were never paid bills on time. So, as a professional, what are the chances of an artist who may even have a drug problem?
And good intentions.
What are the chances of you getting paid on time as a professional? It's unlikely. It's unlikely. If you never worked in corporate America, and you never had to deal with marketing, you never had to deal with accounting, you never had to deal with
had to deal with an asshole.
You know what I'm saying? You've never had to deal with these different departments. You don't understand how shit gets to market and becomes, you know what I'm saying? You can't grasp it all the way to say why this shit ain't working. Or you can't grasp it to say, like, why is it taking so long? You know what I'm saying? So when you get artists complaining about people like Diddy, complaining about any of the other moguls that are at the top, that are executives that make executive decisions like, yes, no, we're not going to do this, we're going to give up on this, we're going to push forward, we're going to cut the check for this. When you, the reason why a lot of them be in a situation to where they feel some type of way years later is because, shit, you know, they never understood that it was a business out the gate, and they don't, you know, and if you left it up to them, they wouldn't pay nobody.
Yes.
If it left it up to them, they wouldn't pay nobody. Nobody would be fucking getting no money if it was going straight to them.
Yeah.
If Diddy wasn't getting his cut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Diddy gave him however much money, if Diddy gave Mace money before Mace was Mace, and then spent the money that his company got from whoever his partner was to make Mace Mace, if he didn't get his money first, when the money started coming in, he'll never get it. And another thing is, the other side to that coin is, do you realize how much talent these companies lose money on?
Yeah.
There is no guarantee that, because it's all they're investing in talent. There is no guarantee that they're gonna make their money back.
Yep.
So it's so many ways to look at it, but nobody tells your boy that. Nobody tells nobody factors in. First of all, most artists think that they're unique. They think they the best thing ever.
Well, you got to have some of that.
Yeah.
To be good.
But they don't realize they're maybe the 700 artists that they may have signed since they've been doing business. You know what I'm saying? Talking about like the old guys, like Universal, you may, or like there will be, you ain't the first, you ain't the last, and we've lost a lot of money on a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff is in place based off that for protection. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect yourself as an investor.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, on the business side, man, I say that to say, don't believe nothing. You need to you need to hear all the different perspectives and then take from it what you want, and before you have a knee-jerk reaction to, oh, this person's an asshole, this person's an asshole, this person is fucked up, because the only person that comes out on top is the person that has the bigger platform. The celebrity always comes out on top. Don't feel bad for them. Like, trust me. Like, bro, there's more to it. The celebrity's only telling you what he wants to tell you. He ain't telling you about, when he threw a TV out of the hotel room and, you know what I'm saying? Like, slap the chick for like, he ain't telling you that. The money that, when they bailed him out and he ain't telling you that. So there's always more to it.
All right, well, I guess we'll transition a little bit into a little sports talk. But before we do that, don't be a square. Hit the share, like, thumbs up, love, notification, subscribe button on all our social media
Cost
platforms.
you nothing, man. That's what I try to say, man. It costs you nothing, and it means everything to creative platform.
Yes.
Hit like. Commenting sometimes takes, because everybody be wanting to comment a certain way.
Yes.
But like and share, bro, that's like giving us $5.
Yes.
It's like giving us $5, man. When you like on my artist videos, right? Bruh, like and share the video on your. Now, I don't expect people to share if it's not something that they don't fuck with. Like, or like if you're not into podcasts, or if you're not into if you're not into podcasts, if you're not into, like, let's just say R&B music, if you're not into Boosie music, I don't expect you to share. But I appreciate like you giving me cash money when you do. Right, bro?
Yes.
When you see them shares, or man, because that's like giving me $5, bro. That's the feeling of like giving me like a ride to the store. Be like, man, hey man, where you walking to? I give you a ride. That's the same thing. You helping me out, bro. And it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. So please like, share, anything I do, I swear.
Help your boy out.
I be thanking people. I make sure my artists, hey, look, you need to take some time this weekend to go on your YouTube and comment back to your people that are saying positive things or whatever. Gotcha. People that are being negative, delete them. Delete their comments. Like, fuck them. Don't spend no time on that.
You don't
that delete button, that block button.
Space in my head.
Right. So yeah, man, sports, bro. What you got?
We're gonna start with a team that's near and dear to you, the Saints.
Yeah, man.
What you think these boys got to do, man? What type of movements you wanna? I mean, I know.
Free agency is here.
I know
when I look at
I know Bell's up for free agency.
Bell?
Yeah.
What?
He's up for free agency.
What Bell?
Vaughn.
Oh fucking. Bro. I thought you was talking about Levante. The running back. So Vaughn, this is the thing. So this is where we are, right? For the first time in maybe 6-7 years, I feel like the Saints, everybody who's up for who needs a contract, I think I want back, as well as the fans, and I feel the front office wants to re-sign them. Right? It's not a situation to where we were just releasing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to, Von Bell, man, we got so many people, we can't even name everybody. Yeah. I feel like we should
But he's one of the, I would say,
the top tier
key cogs that could be a lifer.
Yeah.
But You know what I'm saying?
But it depends on what he, what he personally wants.
They saying like if he's trying to get 13, 14, it ain't gonna happen.
And it shouldn't happen. I mean, that's just what free agency is. That's why the NFL is, in my opinion, the best professional organization, because free agency keeps the parity in the champions. That's why it's almost a new team winning almost every year, because you can't keep everybody. Nope. And the market, it's a league where you can't play forever. Nope. So you have to go get your money. So I'm all for athletes going get their money. I don't believe anybody should do a hometown discount unless there's really not a market out there for them where they'll be at a team that's going to extend their career. Mm-hmm. If you go into like Cleveland, or you going to, Cleveland got some exciting parts, but if you go into, say, like the money that not Miami. Miami has good tax structure, so if it's about the money, shit.
Yes.
And going to Miami is not a bad deal, but it's a bad team.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have your numbers. You're not going to have your numbers in most positions. You're not going to have your numbers, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So your career will probably be. You're probably not going to finish that contract out anyway. But for the Saints, quarterback. Drew pretty much hinted or announced that he'll be back via Instagram.
Yes.
So we got to have a backup quarterback. I want Taysom. I believe Taysom could have a year. Do I think he's a franchise quarterback? I think he's a franchise tag quarterback. I think he can have a year that gets us in the playoffs and shit. Could go deep in the playoffs until they kind of figure him out. But I believe that about all RPO type quarterbacks, running quarterbacks, like all of them.
Okay.
Including my guy up in the Ravens.
Okay.
I believe that
Lamar?
that RPO shit, that shit becomes a nuisance after people are prepared for it. It gives you too many options. You know what I'm saying? It gives you too many options, and only a few people can pull that shit off. When it comes to shit, you got 2 minutes left in the season. So but I believe we should let Teddy walk. Okay. Teddy was the highest paid backup in the league. Like, I'm not trying to pay somebody who ain't gonna play. If Drew would have left, I'd have been happy with Teddy being the quarterback, getting his money. You know what I'm saying? But so let Teddy walk. Find a way to re-sign Taysom Hill, because Taysom Hill is pretty much a tight end as well. Yeah. Like, you look at the catches, you look at the the tangibles.
They're gonna do another quarterback. They're always gonna have 3 though.
Yeah, but you can't be paying them. You could draft the quarterback. I believe that our system is a good system. I believe our system is a good system with the right talent, meaning the right mind, the right mix of being a serious study as a quarterback, as well as having some arm talent. I think anybody could maybe not flourish, but anybody can win games in our system. Okay. So but other than that, bro, man, we don't have any free agents that we like, man, we got to cut that motherfucker, because we had a lot of people on 1-year contracts too. Okay. We were playing to win. Yeah. We were playing to win, and I'm glad that our most recent free agents worked out with, man, shouts out to linebacker Mario Davis. Yeah. Every so often you get, because we had like a 3-year run of picking up some fucking niggas that just robbed us. They could have just pulled up to the super zone with a fucking ski mask and fucking just put the gun in old boy back and just said, like, look, you about to give me this fucking money. Because that's all they did. You had Kurt fucking Coleman, who I had no idea who the hell he was prior to coming from Carolina.
Okay. I don't even know who that is.
Kurt Coleman came to, we released him in the offseason last year, but for 2 years that motherfucker got paid. He was a safety from Ohio State. He had some picks he has a good year, 2 good years at Carolina. Okay. Then we had Fleener, robbed us. Fucking robbed us. Cody Fleener come here. That's why I don't like West Coast guys. I don't like West Coast. Yes. I don't like you. I don't trust you if you went to a West Coast school. Because you want things easy. That's what that means.
Yes.
You're mild. You're automatically mild if you played in the Pac-12. Facts.
So I feel like you saw some of the projections of who they're going to try to get in the first round. So
I haven't really been looking at it a lot, but I do want to. I'm usually a draftnik, but I'm hurt.
One of the guys I saw, the kid out of OU, Murray, the linebacker. I would have liked that one.
Hell no.
We need linebackers.
Listen.
We owe that linebacker, and then
listen. I'm gonna say this one. No. Listen, bro. I've been there. Man.
Yes.
One thing I've learned is, OU linebackers, there's a reason why they can't stop nobody, bro.
Well, it wasn't him. He's a stud.
Listen to what I'm saying. If you were saying maybe interior lineman or something, maybe defensive end, okay?
That's basically what he is. He's like a
tweener.
Yeah. He's basically like
we don't have a tweener offense. We don't have tweener defense. No tweener has been successful in our defense. Okay. And they all get hurt.
Okay.
But
what I do want though with this draft,
you really want a linebacker? That's what you're thinking is the most.
I feel like I feel like we have basically what you just said, a revolving door on fucking linebackers, bro. We need someone that outside of Davis, who I fuck with because he's essentially from the crib. He's from Mississippi. Yeah. So basically, he's playing for his hometown team. You know what I'm saying?
I just like linebackers
but outside of him, it's a revolving door.
But the reason why, so some teams are better at evaluating talent. Some people are too. That's just a weakness. And that's a weakness in our front office. They're not good at evaluating linebacker talent. When did we draft that boy from Clemson? Man, the guy, man.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago.
That was a bust.
Yeah.
And we keep bringing him back. We keep fucking bringing him back.
Well, I mean, once you expound or
I know, but we're invested. But
you're invested in it.
But we keep bringing. I can't think of his name's right on the tip of my tongue. But with linebacker, man, I like linebacker. I like our ability to select linebackers in free agency because I think linebackers, especially depending on where they are, but if they're middle linebacker or if they have a lot of responsibility, I think it's really hard to get a really good linebacker in the draft where we're picking, which is what, 26 or 24? It's either 24 or 26. Yeah. 24 probably. We lost first round, it's 24. 24. All right, so but I don't like that 24 pick for linebackers, man. Because it's either going to be people that have slid up by having a good combine or people that have slid down due to character concerns. If you're going to get a good one, right? if you if you just drafting somebody who's just like there, that's where they put him, then he's gonna be mild, motherfucking mild. Like I'm for boom or bust. For drafting linebackers. Like if it ain't at the top tier, if we ain't moving up, we need to be moving back and just taking a fucking head case that we can just send out there to a playmaker, right? But you don't want to do that at 24. You want 24 is get a position of need that's like, mild. We need somebody to be the second, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking receiver or lineman.
So that's what I was thinking. Particularly with, this possibly being Drew's last year, you got to kind of, like we said, play to win.
And we can never pay. This is another thing. We can, based on Michael Thomas' salary and his production, we'll never be able to pay a second.
Yeah,
a true number 2 guy.
With this,
that's really good.
This draft class with as many
receivers
that
should be able to get it. Yeah,
we should be able to get one in the first.
Yeah, because we'll never be able to pay 2 of them.
No.
And he deserved to get paid again.
Yeah. He earned it. He earned it.
West Coast guy, all right, from LA. All right, I hate athletes, professional athletes from LA. Okay.
Yes.
Why is that?
I dislike Pac-12 athletes because I told you they mild. You need to be played in that heat or that cold. Okay. The elements, you got to be hardened somehow, either heat or cold. I don't care which one it is. Not mild. Okay, you choose to go to those schools because you want easy. Have you ever been on that camp? Man, that shit easy, bro. Anyway, so but the difference is he's from a professional pedigree. That's the exception to the rule. Okay, Cam Jordan, he from Cal, played at Cal, but his dad played in the league. Okay, Michael Thomas, uncle played in the league. If you don't have that pedigree, that's what I look at when we talking about the draft, right? I'm all for that. If you look at athletes whose uncle, dad, mom was a pro, was some type of athlete, those are the ones you go to because, again, it's just like when the background that they come from, you don't know how they're gonna be once they get money, responsibility. You don't know, but that's a real fucking factor because you don't know. Once you get money and fame, they already get the fame because some of them have been like blue chip players. Yep. But when they get the money, you don't know. So that's why it's I love drafting players who have that professional pedigree in their family because they've been around it and they are gonna know all the cautionary tales. All they're gonna have, they're gonna be look. Yeah, this is who stayed in the league. This is
They kind of got the cheat code.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what you need to look for.
So, I like. There's a few players that I like that have kind of have that pedigree at the wide receiver position, and it's Jefferson.
Okay.
So Jefferson, is the third son of and shit, his brother Jordan Jefferson, is his name Jordan Jefferson? Yeah. Had the keys to the Jefferson that was quarterback for LSU. Jordan, yeah. Had the fucking keys to the damn if he could have just you got to look at the talent that was around him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why we shouldn't have been scoring. Now, a lot of it is on the coaching, but a lot of it is on
what a lot of people don't remember about that team, they actually scored over 40 points a game.
Damn. but they just couldn't.
They couldn't
get
stylistically.
They couldn't beat who they need to beat.
Yeah.
What I say that to say is athletically, and you got to say mentally, he's not a fluke, right?
No.
That's why I'm saying.
And he was a bit hungry too, because he was the least heralded of the three brothers.
The least heralded.
And he had to work.
Right. The least heralded, and from what I've seen in big games, see, the thing is, it's hard to, like, if you don't show up, he shows up. You know what I'm saying? He shows up, because to be honest with you, like, LSU, man, what they did was amazing, right? They could have at some point, like previous teams have did, laid down and didn't go out there and drop their nuts. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what happened. He runs a lot of routes over the middle of the.
He's a slight guy.
He's a slight guy. He runs some tough routes. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be tough. He's not a big guy, but he's tough, and he's quick, and and he seems to be pretty fast. He's always open.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think he fits well with.
I just think, like I said, they have a lot. They have, I want to say, almost 20 receivers in the top 100 prospects this year.
But we need line.
We need to get one of them.
We need line.
I think they
we got Andrews Pete.
From what I hear, they're gonna address that in free agency.
Well, yeah, that's probably the right thing, because we got shit that I don't like.
Because they need, I think, a guard. They're gonna try to address that in free agency.
Because back to West Coast guy, Andrews Pete.
Well, he's gonna get some money this year though.
He ain't getting it from us.
No.
He's a West Coast guy. Like, he's an indoor pit bull, bro. Like, we drafted him first round.
He's the guy from Stanford. Huh?
Yeah, he's from Stanford. I like smart guys. I love smart. I love Stanford guys. Yeah. But bro, he don't have no dog in him. He's played well in Spurs, and I think we should. I don't know about Teron Armstead either. HBCU guy, so all the way on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Has played well with us, has earned his contract over the years, but he gonna miss 5 games out the year.
I would say it's more about injury.
Yeah, he gonna miss 5 games out the year.
If he's on the field, I'm happy. I think he does the job. It's just.
And the other thing is,
gonna miss some games.
Yeah, and he played hurt. He's played hurt a lot. But when he plays hurt, you can tell he's playing hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't finish like the whole game. Anytime he plays hurt, he might have a good first quarter, good first few drives, but
eventually they're gonna figure him out.
Yeah, man. So that's what's up with New Orleans, man. But I'm still hurt by being another suspect call to end our season, man. It's just, I just wish it wasn't. So to answer your question, I'm usually a draftnik, and I'm usually looking at all of my drafts. Usually doing my own mock drafts, but last 3 years I've been so hurt, and I don't know how much more I can take. I really don't, bro. I sit in the end zone where the pass interference should have been called. The reason why I said it should have been called is the context of everything, okay? The refs should know, okay? This is the game-deciding play. If you see it, call. If you see anything, call. If you see anything other than contact, if you see anything other than clear, like separation, clear, you know what I'm saying, call it. You're supposed to know that. This is a game-ending thing. On the road, if they both pushing, call it. Like, when you see this, Just call it. It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
They gonna get another try. It's overtime. Make them win cleanly. You know? Don't not call shit, because that's fucked up. Because I feel like, you know, like, I know damn well that this shit is being coached now. I feel like players are being coached on how to win in the Superdome. And you know damn well.
And what's that? As far as what?
Do what you got to do. They're not gonna call it.
Yeah.
Yes. Do what you got to do. What we know is they not gonna call it. All right, we need to stop here. Do what you got to do. Make them have to call it. The refs do not want to throw the flag in the Superdome. I don't know why, but they don't want to throw the flag. Do what you got to do to get open. Do what you got to do to what you call. I'll take our chances on the refs calling. Yeah. At this point, we know that these guys get coached. You know that these assistant, you know, defensive specialists and defensive coaches or offensive coaches are like, look, they don't call this. They call this on him. They've been. This is how they've been officiating. Mm-hmm. Bro, come on, man. The whole world knows it at this point. But my whole thing is, I think it's time for this year the Saints to go. We've been fucking neutered since they cheated us and fucking suspended our basically our whole fucking staff. Our head coach, our defensive coordinator, took 2 first-round draft picks from us because of football. Allegedly,
that's football, but still, that's still football.
People were being awarded if they knock people off the game. If they knock people off the game,
that's football.
That's football. Do you realize that happened to only us?
Yeah.
They took 2 draft picks, nigga. First of all, they took 2 draft picks. When did they do it? The year the Super Bowl was supposed to be in New Orleans. Yeah. Bruh, if that ain't fucking some people gerrymandering the fucking outcome.
Yeah.
That's, and since then, bruh. But we just been like getting the short end of the officiating, the top, the people that make the damn rules. Yeah. And people know, the other teams know it, so they're like, it's almost like the play on the field by the other team is being coached to make the officiators, the league, have to call it. They are not. They probably won't against the Saints. Yeah. I don't think they like them very much.
No, it's obvious that they, it's like a backlash for, especially like having because I think the one thing that they kept bringing up during the year is like it's ironic that the team that it sparked a lot of these changes is like one of the few teams that's not being able to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Like.
It's unfucking believable.
There are questionable calls that they're still allowing to happen to the team that actually started the reason why they're doing some of these.
And guess what? What was that the following week or was that in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they did.
They called it. It's like, bruh, come on, man. Are y'all fucking trolling us?
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking serious, bro? Who do I have to fucking slap? Do I have to be a martyr? Do I have to run down on that field? Who gonna support the fucking the uprising?
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to bust a captain again?
Like for real, like bro, like who will go? Do I need to go down there, bro? Because I'm tired of this shit, bro. I'm tired of this shit. But I'm hurt. I was hurt last year.
Yeah.
Like I was going to I was the only person on my row going to the preseason games, but the feeling was, I don't know if I'm okay to be here. I don't know about my mental health.
Yes.
I don't know. This doesn't make me feel good. Being here doesn't make me feel good. I'm sitting in the fucking dome, bro, like all the way probably through the first 4 games. I was sitting in that bitch like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't make me feel good. This is stressful. And I feel like they're gonna hurt me again. And them bitches did, bro. Dog, if you could have saw me, bro. If you could have saw me, I was like, they called me back. I was like, no, they throwing, cause they chatted it up, right? No, everybody was like, somebody, like, I felt like a child. I remember this chick that said, like, in front of me, like I'm like, no, they coming back on the field, like they reviewing it. Oh, that's what I thought they were gonna review the shit. Okay. I say, no, they gotta review it. They gotta review it. The chick walked up to him and said, no, baby, it's over. Like, it's over. Yes. She said, baby, it's over. It's over. I'm like on the road, like I'm standing up, like, no, they reviewing it, y'all. Like, yeah, they gotta review it, right? They gotta. No. Baby, it's over. It's over. People are walking out. I'm like, no, they gotta review it, right? Like, this ain't happening again, dog. She said it's over. I said, bro, I must have looked like so sad to her.
Right.
I must have looked like a child.
No one was worse than that pass interference though. That ain't no one was worse than that.
Yeah, no one
was worse than that. I was out and about on that when I was on a date. I was inconsolable. I was like, no, I'm bringing you home because I need to be by myself.
Yeah, that's like, how I was too.
Like, she's trying to talk to me, like, I was like, baby, no, I gotta bring you home.
No, like, I don't want you to see this side of me. I'm not okay.
Like, you're fucking with me right now. You talking with me? Like, my mind is somewhere else. Like, I can't believe they did not call that shit. Like, how you don't call that?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well.
Man, another thing is, like, when we played 49ers, bro, that fucking, on that fake punt, when the dude had our guy's pads up under the pads.
Yeah.
Up under, there's no pass interference or holding on.
Like, either way,
on a fake punt.
Like, there was at least a holding.
In football, you cannot hold under both of someone's pads and pull them. You can't do that nowhere.
Yeah.
On the field.
A lot of questionable calls, man. Like, that was one. Matter of fact, man.
But it was a straight up bam. Like, I mean, it made it happen for 3-4 seconds. The entire time the ball was in that, was like, nah, you ain't going there.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
He can't do that. Like, they even said it. He missed the call. Like,
why did we? And guess what?
They always miss the call.
Guess what? That win. I mean, it's just like, come on, bro. And this is another thing that I believe. I believe that all of the athletes in the NFL are prideful former standouts, right? Where in competition they usually benefit from, they usually don't have to go through being cheated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when it happens, and I said this a long time ago about the Golden State thing. The Golden State, when they suspended Draymond. When that happens to premier athletes, it fucks with their head, bro. It's hard to finish a game when you... It's hard to finish a game when you know you being fucked over. Mm-hmm. It's hard, bro. It's hard to go to the next play when you like, man, bro, they cheating us. That shit spreads fast. So, and you can say, hey, well, they had so many minutes left to play, but motherfucker, like,
true, but that's still,
bro, that shit take a lot out of you, bro. That shit take your legs out of you. It take your focus out of you when you like, man, bro, we did everything we supposed to do, and them motherfuckers got away with that.
All right, man.
Did you watch the Wilder fight?
Yes, I did watch that shit.
the world needed.
Yes.
The world needed it though. The world and people like him that I relate to, but he needed his ass whooped. Not in hindsight.
I mean, he got fucked up. That ear, that shit with the ear.
Yeah, I would like to see it if that was it. I didn't, but I wasn't.
So here's what I think, because like a couple years ago, about 6 years ago, I got sick, and on the back end of it, I guess I had like a bit of a ear infection, and what it basically did, it fucked up my whole equilibrium. Like one day I was trying to play basketball,
bad. Yeah,
and I felt like I was about to tumble over.
Yeah,
and I was like, someone's gonna throw the ball and I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah,
like I had no athleticism.
Yeah,
and that's what he looked like.
Yeah,
on to the purpose.
I thought about that after the bell, after they ended it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Because what looked like a ear, just like a cut, it was more than that.
Yeah,
it was definitely more than that because it had that little swelling. You know what I'm saying?
I think he got his shit bust open.
Yeah,
maybe you know what I'm saying. In that instance, not hey, hats off to to Fury.
Yeah, Fury is the better. Well, I said that after Fury Wilder won, I said Fury was the much better fighter. If you watched it, and then
he's a boxer.
So, but during the fight, during the first 6 rounds, I was like, Wilder has looked bad in pretty much his last 6-7 fights.
Okay,
it's like his corner. I don't know I can't remember who his corner man was when he first, when he got the bulk of his career done, but he ain't even been trying to defend himself. He ain't been trying to box in the last few fights. He's looked bad and just like this dude is literally just trying to knock him. He's only been trying to do a 1-2 knockout for maybe 6-7 fights for sure. Maybe farther than that. But you're talking about somebody who, boxed in the Olympics, who at one time was more of a boxer than just a power puncher, right? But Fury is a really talented, big heavyweight.
Yeah.
He busts his lip with the jab, and the dude is a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
It's a good fighter, and he had 50 fucking pounds on him. And the only thing I thought that he was doing that was dirty was when he kept leaning on him. I felt like that was hurting Wilder too, because Wilder is no, he had him in headlocks a whole lot of times.
And
they took a point from him.
And I thought that was also kind of like he's not there.
Yeah,
like that ear, because he didn't even have no fluidity to him.
Yeah, he was on his heels.
Yeah, he didn't have no fluidity to him, and I was like, man, it's like if that's what I think it is, because I recall trying to play basketball, and I was like, every time I got it and I tried to drive, I felt like I was about to fall over. I'm like, this nigga is falling over too easy.
Yeah. So
he can't even get his own feet out the way. I ain't
gonna lie. When I was watching, I was thinking he was just ill prepared, just because I've watched a lot of fights that I've watched, he's looked bad.
So you may be correct, because you more of a boxing aficionado than me. I haven't really watched many of his fights.
It's been hands down like this.
Yeah, but
like this. Even his knockouts have been just
what I saw. Well, at least what I perceived to see was something that I went through, and then now all of a sudden you got someone trying to kick your ass. And you can't get away from it.
And he's 50 pounds.
You know what I'm saying?
With 2-inch reach. 50 pounds heavier, 2-inch reach, and he has the crowd on his side. So even if anything that he does, you're hearing so he had the crowd. He was a fan favorite. Bigger man. Very prepared for this fight. And
younger.
So
right.
Wilder, you got your ass beat, man. I don't think you were prepared.
Perhaps. I don't know. You watched them.
If you watched the first fight, Fury beat him in that. It was the same thing. It was the same thing. Just he didn't hurt him. he didn't hurt Wilder, but he was working him around the ring in the first fight. But Wilder dropped him maybe once or twice. One was in the 12th round for sure. And I think he may have dropped him in the 11th round as well. And it was a monster, knockdown, but dude got up. Yeah. Right? I think Wilder said in the pre-fights press that that was the hardest he had ever hit somebody and they got up. So that evened the fight. That's why they called it a draw. Okay? Because Wilder had the knockdowns, but Fury whooped his ass, was working him the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Wilder, but the thing is, Wilder should know that. That's why I'm like, it's good that he got his ass whooped. Because people need to know, if you don't prepare, there are certain industries, there are certain sports and competitive, competitive sports that you can't hide from, that you better have your shit together for, because motherfucker will eat you alive and you ain't gonna be able to hide. Yeah. Can't nobody fucking help you.
No one can help you.
You can tell all the jokes you want before that shit, but guess what? Boxing, tennis, track and field, what's another one where like, motherfucker, you can't hide. See, in basketball, you can just, get in for spurts. It's a team sport. But boxing, man, you might as well look. You can say all the shit you want, but when that bell ring, if he on your ass, we gonna see who was ready for the night. Yeah. Everything gonna show. I don't care what you was saying, man. And I think that's good for people to see. Like, you just can't go in the fucking fight. You can't make it to GOAT level, greatest of all time level, with just one punch. Okay. That's why, let's look back at Mayweather. Got to give him his props, bro. Yeah. He did not take anybody lightly. He ain't take nobody lightly. Handled his business so look, guess what? Retire when he want, come back when he want, do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and you gotta commend him for that, because he put himself in position to do all of that. Gotcha. And that's very important for everybody, man. That's it. That's a half truth right there, bro. That's important. I'm saying this. I'm saying everybody should look at how Wilder got his ass whooped and say, look, I need to be serious if I really want to do this. Yes. Because this shit working for me, but I know I know this company deserves to be here as much as I do, or has a better product, or has, it's doing better business than me, is grinding harder, is spending more money, is, I'm acting like it should be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm acting like it should be me, and you think it should be me, but fuck. I better get my shit together, because one day, shit, I'm like, somebody might fucking expose me. True. Get your shit together, bro. Don't be a Wilder, bro. Better put your hands up.
We're gonna get you out of here.
All right, man.
Real good, man. I've been noticing you've been on the floors of lately for these basketball games, man.
Yeah, man.
What's your first impression on the young bull Zion?
First impression was I couldn't watch it.
Why is that?
So most of the time, I mean, I catch a game probably maybe almost 4 a month, usually courtside or in the suites. But the first game that I saw was when he returned. And when he returned, I was sitting in the suites behind the rim, right? So I could see everybody running and going head on. So that was my first time seeing him run. So seeing the motion of his body, and I was like, he looks too heavy. He looks like he's hurt when he runs.
Yeah, he got awkward.
I didn't know if it was because of the angle that I was sitting at, which, like I say, was direct. Like if he's running, I could see, I couldn't watch it. I left early because I was like, bro, it looks. I left before he went off. Like he went off in the third quarter. Yeah. I left because I was like, I feel bad. I feel bad because it's so overhyped. It's so much pressure, and he doesn't look like he's healthy. He ended up going off, and I was like, oh, well, that's good. But that was my first impression. Second impression is from courtside, right? So from sitting courtside, which is a completely different experience. Once he gets going in one direction, there's no stopping him. He's like a force, and he's a very unique force. Like only person that I've seen similar is like a LeBron James or maybe a Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like people I've seen like from courtside, like in a prime to where like if they throw their shoulder, whoever's behind them is gone. Like you're getting erased, you know what I'm saying, from the pack. So that's what I love about him. Like, when he get to moving, it's just whatever. He's going wherever he want to go. I think he's so I say that to say I think he's I'm happy that we have him. When I say we, my home team is always gonna be my A or my B team. So the Pels are my B team.
Yes.
My A team is the Warriors,
The
bro.
Warriors? Okay.
But when we made the picks in the free agency, I was like, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hated the moves the Pels made. Why? Don't send me no motherfucking LA players.
Yes.
Don't send me no LA players, bro. Don't send me no fucking Ball. I don't want him. That's the worst person I can.
They're too mild.
Too mild.
Yes.
Think about what I'm saying. Too mild. They don't have any dog in them. Indoor pit bulls.
I think that's what Zion's for, though.
That's what but that came afterwards.
True.
Zion, yeah, give me a South Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'll do that. I'll take that all day. Give me a Georgia boy. Give me somebody, bro.
You saw the boy. You see the. I don't know if you've seen.
For Georgia?
Yeah, that boy.
Yeah, he's athletic, but they like 12 and 13. So that tells me that he's not a leader.
17 though.
Don't matter.
He graduated a year early.
That means he ain't gonna never be. He's not a generational player.
Perhaps not. He's a pro though.
Yeah, a lot of people pro. But I'm just athleticism. It take more than athleticism.
True.
Especially at the position he's playing, like small forward or something like that.
Yeah.
That's just like for Zion. It take more than athleticism. But Zion, you got to look at the factors. Coached by his mom, okay? Coached by his mom. Went to Duke. With the athleticism comes a jump shot. With the athleticism comes his athleticism is like rare, okay?
Yeah.
So you look at who is he? He's Sean Kemp with a jump shot and with more mental, a better mental makeup, okay? Sean Kemp is, I guess a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I guess so. I think.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Led the team to some championship appearances, but he's Sean Kemp with a jump shot and better mental makeup. So that's good, bro. That's what you want in the number one pick. Okay. Now this other guy in Georgia, I don't know that.
No, probably not.
His team is 12 and 13. That means you ain't taking over no fucking game, dog. 12 and 13, that's a lot of losses in the SEC. That's a lot of losses, brother, because the SEC got some better teams, all-around teams, but not to lose 12. Like, you're getting your ass beat. And you probably lost to some non-conference, like, bad teams at 12 and 13 because they just getting into SEC play big time.
You did that.
Yeah, but Zion, man, I'm happy we have him. Weight, injury is a concern, but
I think he's gonna get in shape though. I think playing is the best thing for him.
Yeah.
To kind of get in shape. And I'll leave out on this one. What you thought about the Wiggins trade? Since that's your 18.
Man, that's just the front office getting back on track. See, man, when we traded for all these fucking goofies, well, when we found out Clay wasn't coming back, probably, and Steph got hurt, it was already like, there's nothing we can do. We can't win. But we traded for fucking goofies. Like, D'Angelo Russell, where was he drafted to? The fucking Lakers. Anybody that the Lakers have fucking drafted during that time after Kobe, throw them away. You don't want them on your fucking team. They did not. Yes. They were not good at evaluating Jenny Buss and her little boyfriend, who she fucking around with. We're not good at drafting the type of players that will fit in championship ball.
Gotcha.
D'Angelo Russell, okay? He's goofy. Like, you go to LA and you become goofy. Not everybody goes to LA and become goofy. But when you go to LA and you become goofy, then all them other dudes like, oh my God. Then Callie Stein, I like these dudes as pros, I like these dudes as like people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they have other interests and all of that. I like that part about them, right? But it's like, I need you to be a serious fucking pro when you come on my team. That's the only way you get to championships. Championships are not won by individualism. And that's even in off the field. Like, people that are too much of individualists, like, just even like it, you need people that completely buy in. You'll see that on most championship teams. They might have 1 star or 2 stars, but you'll see the supporting cast is completely dialed into that being the case. Or you'll see that what they do off the field is in line with whoever the team leader does off the field. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It ain't all the way left. It ain't all the way over here. It's like, it's not, I want to get into, fashion. I want to get into. You can't have that fucking shit on. Unless the LeBron of the team is into that and is guiding you in that, you gotta follow, man. You gotta buy in to whatever, And I think that was the problem with the Lakers. I think that's the problem with all of these LA kids, because they're in big markets where there's all these people pulling them, in directions that don't align with professionalism, that don't align with championship. It's not modest. It's not humility. You know what I'm saying? It's not sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much shit to do. It's too much shit. It's too wavy. It's too wavy. You know what I'm saying? So we made all of those fucking moves, and I was just like, oh, bro, can we get some studs in this bitch? What are studs at? So
I would say I do like Wiggins. I mean, I know he's underperformed as a professional, but I think it's there. It's just whether or not you're going to get someone to get it out of him.
Yeah.
And he'll be a good piece for y'all. I mean, alone.
But I think we're going to trade him. I think he's a trade piece. Wait for the big shakeup.
Okay.
Watch we trade him and end up with somebody like, these motherfuckers did it again. Tell you. I would like to see us with a maybe like a what's the boy from Toronto?
Siakam?
Siakam. Just got a new contract. Okay? Just got a new contract. You ain't hear much about it after they won the title. It ain't like they've been giving him no extra love or, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was an all-star this year.
But I'm saying, he don't seem untouchable, right? He does not seem untouchable. Nobody on their team seem untouchable, right?
Okay.
Toronto's a great city, but, you know.
And Wiggins is from there, too. So.
Right. So, trade Siakam.
Yes.
Get Siakam. Trade him for a Wiggins and a pick, right? But also trade Draymond. Okay? In a three-way trade. I just think it's gonna run out. I think you can't keep going to the crap table with Draymond. Eventually we gonna crap out. Because he ain't getting no younger and he ain't getting any more athletic. You know what I'm saying? I like Draymond as a piece, but money, right? And like with this shakeup, you know, maybe, you know, if you got pieces, right? Okay. Maybe it might be time for new scenery.
Okay.
Maybe it's so. I like a Siakam, right? We need another. I like a Siakam. Somebody like him.
Okay.
Who plays out of their mind like Draymond plays out of his mind too, right? But Draymond gonna be slow down. 2 years.
It could be happening.
Because you got to realize they played a lot of games. They played a lot of basketball, bro. You know what I mean? You see it with Curry and what you call it. Draymond is going to probably get hurt just like them because they played a lot of basketball. Like that, what 100-game seasons? How many years in a row? Damn near.
Yeah, well, about 5 years.
You can't keep going. Yeah, bro. You got to switch out that fucking motor.
Yeah, and everybody's not blessed to have LeBron's body.
Exactly. There's only a few of them.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, man, we trade out for one of those, man, like, and pay him before we pay Draymond. Or switch out contract. And I mean, make it sweet for him. Wiggins goes home.
Make it sweet for him.
Wiggins goes home, right? Yeah. With a pick. We get a lower pick, you know. For Draymond, we give away Draymond's contract and take Siakam's contract and I'm telling you, bro. Then we lit.
Lit again.
Litty again, man. That's the wrap.
Alright, so
we gotta go.
Get the people how to get in touch with you, man.
All right, man. You can follow me at The Real TQ on Instagram. Vice and Play. Vice X Play on Instagram, Vice and Play on Twitter, and if you are a playlister, man, because my thing is the music, man. It always goes back to the music. If you are a Spotify, look for the Syndicate . Those are my playlists. I'm a curator. Have over my playlist average about 3,000, 4,000 followers, and we're just getting started. So, yeah, man, look for my playlist on Spotify.
Good deal. And again, don't be a square. Hit the share, like, thumbs up.
Cost you nothing.
Love, notifications, subscribe button on all our social media platforms. Again, that's on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook under Hot Takes and Half Truth Podcast. IG, Twitter on HT Square Pod, and if you're truly new school, old school, you can email us at htsquarepod@gmail.com. Reach out to me directly at IamIBJoe, and that's Joe, Jeaux, on IG and Twitter. And just like that, we're done. We try to do better next time. From the two of us to all of you, talk to you next time.
Peace.